This video will help you work through the assignment 9.3 payroll report program. It reads a file and then later on we're going to save it to a file. First of all, take and download. You might not need employee H or employee.cpp. Check in your working folder to see if they're there or not. Otherwise, take and download both of these. Put those in your working folder. After that, you should be able to right click on here and say add and an existing item in my 9C payroll. And you also have to take an add employees.cpp right there. Go ahead and open this up. I give you a whole bunch of stuff to use. Okay, notice how we're including our employee.h here. We have to have fstream for reading a file. Right away we have string file name. That's actually the file that you're going to be looking at. If you want to take a look at that, you can right click and say, open a file. And we can actually look at our employee.dat right there. And that's what it is, okay? What you're going to be doing is you're going to be reading the name, okay? And then how many hours they worked, what their rate is, how many of their exemptions is, and if they're married or single. Okay. And the output of this file is going to look like this. And so what we're going to need is going to need a bunch of headers and footers. Fortunately for you, I wrote a whole bunch of code for you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to report this out. Okay, we got the rate of pay, hours worked, and all this stuff that we get from our employees class. Notice we also have to have totals. So each time we loop through here, we're going to have to take and add those to an accumulator. You can see all the variables already created for you, okay? First name, last name, marital status or strings, exemptions is an int, hours is a double, rates a double, and here's our totals, okay, that I took and made 0 for us, so that when we accumulate them, there shouldn't be an issue. First thing you want to do is you want to take and read from a file, okay? And so we use the IF stream for that. And we're going to say IF stream, just call it in file. That's what the book likes to use. And what are we going to read? We're going to need our file name above here, right here. But the only thing is that we have to take and cast this as a string for some reason. I really don't know why. Underscore str like that. Semicolon. What that does is it casts it to a string. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to put an if statement in here. We do an if statement because just in case the file is not available, it will give us something to say, yes, this is working or this isn't working. So I'm going to say if not in file. Once again, we're calling this object right here. If not, then go ahead and let's take and put some curly braces around here because we're going to print this out right here like that. We see out, don't we? Like that, okay? And so it'll print out that, it's not working, okay? And then else. Once again, I'm going to take and I'm going to move this curly brace all the way down here like this. Got a little pop up here. I don't know what that is. Okay, we're going to put that curly brace right down here, okay? So else, if we can read the file, we're going to do this stuff. Now, if you go back to Blackboard, I gave you a whole bunch of code down here at the bottom of our assignment here, chunks of code. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to grab this right here. Just going to copy this and also print lines, okay? Control C on both of those and pop those right in, right there. Just like that, okay? What these are going to do is they're going to produce number one, the heading like this, and number two, all these lines. Let's go ahead and call that. Now the header calls print lines, so we don't have to call that. So all I have to do is just say report header. Okay, right there. Right there it is. Semicolon. Go ahead and run that right now, just see what happens. And that's why I always do this, because I did make a mistake in here. Okay, this is a method, so we have to follow it with parentheses like that. Now go ahead and try running it. It says report header not found. Oh, that's right, because we have to take and declare it up here, don't we? Okay. Semicolon like that. Let's do another one too. Okay. What's it called here? Report header right there. Void. And also we have to do our void. Print lines right there. Now I'll go ahead and run it. Yeah, we got success here, don't we? Okay, we got that stuff written out. Okay. Now we opened up that file already. Okay, so there should be something in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to read a line and we're going to produce all this code here. Okay, no problem. Let's see right here. Okay, while. Okay, let's say something like while. And here what we want to do is we want to read something. Okay, while in file. Once again, we're calling that object. Okay, and then here we just take and we, just like we're printing it. Okay, oh, excuse me, like we're getting information from the keyboard. Okay, and we're going to say F name, because that's what's first, huh? And then also get the L name. And then the next thing that's going to pop up in that file is the hours and the rate and the exemptions and then the marital status like that. And then opening curly brace. And I'm going to take and move that closing one down to right here. Okay. Marital status, what did I do? I typed it in wrong or something. I must have typed it wrong. One place, another. I think I said marital status. There we go. Okay. So while we can read those lines, what's going to do is going to keep reading line after line after line. Okay, where is that right up here? We can take a look at it if you want. We're going to take and read this line here with the first name, last name, and all this information. And it's going to keep doing that while there is a line to do. And once it's done, it's going to simply stop. Okay, let's create an employee object now. We'll call it imp. And we're going to take and we're going to send it. Okay, send it some things like the L name plus quotation mark and a comma, space and a quotation mark plus F name, comma, and we're going to send the rate, comma, and the marital status right there it is, comma, and the exemptions like that. Oop, I do that all the time. Exemption right there. And then end that with a semicolon. And evidently I'd spelt that wrong. Let's go up here and grab it. Exemptions right there, that's my problem. Like that, okay. Oh, what did the whole line, come on. There we go, like this. Okay, so we created a temporary EMP called that, okay. And then we have to say EMP dot set hours worked right there. And then when we're going to send it, I think we can send it hours, can't we? Because we received it right here. Wonderful. So all these things that we read here, all these variables that we read here, okay, we're going to take and send those either to the EMP to create it, or we're going to send the hours worked right here. Wonderful. Now we're going to report this employee, okay? To do that, we're going to borrow some code from down here because I got this all set up pretty good, okay? And we're going to take and we're going to start out with, let's grab one of these, okay? Like this. You'll see in just a moment here what I'm going to do. Guys, I got this all formatted. We'll talk about that just a moment, okay? Like that. We see out, and we're going to set that first column at 7, and here we're saying pay, but we don't want to put pay in there, do we? Okay, what's pay going to be? Let's see. Pay is pay rate, isn't it? Okay, so let's replace pay rate with our, what's it called, rate, huh? Local variable right there. Okay, and then our hours, let's replace hours with hours, huh? Okay, and then our gross, that we're going to get that from our emp.get gross right there. And our federal income tax, emp.federal, get federal right there. And our Michigan, get Michigan. There it is right there. And our Social Security. Right there it is. And our Medicare, get Medicare there. And our net right there, emp.get. Net pay right there it is. And then we can either, I forgot to close parentheses here. We can either get that from name or we can also get it from emp.get name. Right there, like that. Go ahead and run that, see what happens. Beautiful, look at all that. Isn't that nice? The only thing is that we want to take and we want to get rid of these, we want to make it 2-place decimals, and we want to always force it to show 2-place decimal, okay? I left you a little code in here for that. I'll show you how to do that. Right up here, okay? We're going to set this position right here like this. Set position to 2 and also force it to show a 2-place decimal. Let's take and paste that right into, right here is good, like that. Control V. And then we'll hit enter. That's the next line, just like that. And now if you go ahead and take and run it again, now you get all these nice little columns with 2-place decimals. Isn't that pretty? Here's our name, everything all lines up. Now everything lines up because we're using this set W thing, okay? And it gives us nice columns. You might use that someday again. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to increment these totals, okay? And let's see our total hours. Total hours right there. Plus equals, what's it, hours? Right there, semicolon. And our total gross plus equals our emp.get gross. Right there it is, semicolon. And our total fed, right there it is, plus equals to emp.get federal income tax, right there, semicolon. Okay, don't forget your parentheses here. You'll get an error otherwise, just like that. Okay, our total MI, right there it is, plus equals emp.get Michigan, right there, semicolon, and our total. Social Security, there it is, plus equals emp.get Social Security, semicolon, and total. Medicare, right there it is, plus equals emp.get Medicare tax, semicolon. What else we got here? Total net. Right there, plus equals emp.get net, what's it called? No wonder. Get net pay right there. Now count these to make sure you got enough of them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. If you look down the bottom, we're say how many totals we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Notice that this is wrong, isn't it? I got to bump that over a little bit. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to grab this because we're going to print that out in the end. Okay. That's when it's all done here. Oh, we got to print lines first. I'm sorry. Let's do that. How do we do that? Print lines. Right there it is. Semicolon. And then to print our totals, okay, we're going to do something like this. Something like this. But rather than saying that, we're going to say, okay, this one we don't want to do anything, okay? That first column is blank, so we just go like that. And then here we're going to replace this with total hours. Semicolon, that's a variable, so we don't have to take and put parentheses behind it. And this is total gross pay. Gross, right there it is, like that, semicolon. And, oh, no semicolon. And no semicolon here. Did that for both of them. Shame on me. Okay, now this right here, let's say total. And this is going to be our, I forgot, what was it? That's our federal, huh? Total Fed, right there it is. And then here we got to do our Michigan income tax. Right there. And our total S, right there it is. And then our total Medicare. Oh, did it again. If you don't cursor down, I do that all the time. And this is our total net pay. Right there. Just like that. And of course, then the name, we don't have to do anything there either, so let's just put quotation marks in there. Go ahead and run it now, see what happens. Perfect. We just completed the first part of our exercise.